Hi, everybody. We're Pastors Larry and Tiz Huch, and welcome to today's broadcast.
Yes.
You know, I want to apologize for a moment. Tiz said something before we came on camera that it's hard to smile during this time, and we know that the Bible is the good news. But folks, we're in some unprecedented times of evil versus good, and that's exactly what it is. It is evil versus good when we see what has just happened and what is happening in Israel. We're going to talk more about that when we come back, but I want to leave this with you before we go to our announcer. We know what's happening in Israel. We know this is never happened. Never has a country since the Holocaust or the Jewish people faced such atrocities. Butcherism, barbarianism. Is that the right word? Barbarian? Ism. Never have we seen that. But more than that, how does this affect you? Could this be the beginning of Ezekiel 37 and 38? Could this be the beginning of World War III? Could this be the beginning of Armageddon? A lot depends on whether you and I will stand up and speak up for the nation of Israel. Stay with us. We're about to share things with you that literally will not only change your life, but literally make history. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. We're Pastors Larry and Tiz Huch.
We want to welcome you to our YouTube channel and invite you to subscribe and be a member of all the resources that we make available to you.
You know, we started last week's program with what I believe should be the United States, every country's foreign policy. That it begins with Genesis 12. I will bless those who bless Israel. But the other part is, I will curse those. It's the same God. I will curse those who curse Israel. And, you know, we've been so tied up for the last several days of we're in nonstop day and night contact with our friends in Israel, members of the government, that I forgot to say, God will bless those who bless Israel. Tiz is back on the program. Her cancer counts are almost zero. And so listen to me, when God says, I will bless those who bless Israel, He really means it. We have a miracle here before us again, and we cannot give God more praise and more glory.
That's right.
But we also want to say,
what He's done for us, He will do for you.
Absolutely. And it's so important that we understand this. And I never start a program out with this, but I need you to bless Israel right now. Before we get into the teachings, before we get into anything, Israel has never been in a place where they need not only our prayers, not only our voice, but they literally need, Tiz, our financial support.
Absolutely.
I just got off the phone before we came out, and we talked about this on the last program, that Hezbollah from Lebanon and Syria has just escalated their attack on Israel. We know that Lebanon has over 100,000 missiles, over 100,000 that were supplied from Iran. And don't let our government say we don't have any proof that Iran is involved with this. We have absolutely proof. We know that Iran has brought missiles into Syria. They trucked them from Syria into Lebanon. I just got a text or a video from Moody in Haifa, and the sirens, as we're speaking right now, are going off in Haifa for the first time. Rockets are coming in.
So close to Lebanon. I mean, you stand in Haifa and you see the border.
When you shoot a rocket or a missile from Lebanon, it takes 12 to 14 seconds to hit Haifa. 12 to 14 seconds. And so this thing is escalating. And I'm not saying thus saith the Lord, but when you think about what's happening right now we know Iran is directly involved with this, and I'm going to talk tomorrow about our government partnering with Iran, that we need to speak up and say, you need to put the sanctions back on Iran. You need to freeze the $6 billion that you release into a country that we've got video. We showed it here in our church of the Iranian parliament shouting death to Israel, death to America. And we have a government that is partnering with that evil regime. They are the #1 supporters of terrorism with Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon and Syria. And we know that they're in cahoots with Putin and Russia, and they're in cahoots with Syria and China. This is all the new evil access. And we need to understand, and I'm not saying thus saith the Lord, but when you read, when we read Ezekiel 37:38, and I've never understood how God could, he said, I'll put a hook in the jaw of Gog and Magog, which is the leader of Russia, and I'll bring them down. We know that China will come down against Israel. Why? Israel has no oil, they have no resources, they have nothing of value except that this is not a political war, this is a spiritual war. It's a war between the Antichrist and Jesus Christ. It's a war between Satan and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of Christianity. And the world needs to understand that the Palestinian people, and I said this last week, there's never been a Palestinian people. That is an invention of Yasser Arafat in 1964. Why? Since Israel became a nation in 1948, the Arab nations came against Israel. And I used this analogy when I was at the White House. Let's say this table here. The analogy I used was, look at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium that seats, 85,000 people. That is the Arab nations. Put a matchbook in the corner of the Dallas Cowboy Stadium, and Palestine is saying, give us half that matchbook. You got the whole Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That would be like a dot that we draw on this table. Give us half of that and we'll have peace. The Palestinian people have never wanted peace. 1948 war, that Israel, the Jews were attacked. Israel called for peace. 1967, the Six-Day War, when all the Arab nations came against Israel and God gave victory to Israel, this tiny nation, Israel called for peace. Yasser Arafat was with Clinton at Camp David, and Israel said, we'll give it all to you. And Arafat didn't know what to do because they don't want peace. He got up and walked out. 1973. Against Israel's attack, Israel wins. They said, we want peace. Listen to me. If Israel, if the terrorists would lay down their weapons, there would be peace in the Middle East. If Israel would lay down their weapons, there would be massacre in the Middle East. And we saw that just a few days ago. This wasn't a war against an army. These were thousands of Palestinian butchers, Hamas terrorists that came in and raped and butchered and murdered innocent civilians, women and children in brutal ways that is beyond any human. A human would not do that to another human. I don't care if we have a different religion. I don't care if we're a different country. I don't care if we're a different color. A human would not do that to another human. This is a demonic strategy. There is no issue that give us land for peace. The Palestinian Authority, Hamas, Hezbollah, many of them had said, we don't want land for peace. We want to annihilate the Jewish people. This is the same ideology that Nazi Germany and Hitler had, and this thing has risen its ugly head again. And when we come back, I'm going to give you history of Israel, but we need to stand up.
Yes.
We need to pray. We need to speak up. And we need to say to every government official, do not even hint that you want Israel to cease fire or to stand down until every one of these butchers are annihilated, because it will happen again.
Yes.
Stay with us. I'm going to talk about terrorism in Israel, but we're also going to talk about that same terrorism is waiting to happen in the United States because of our open borders. We've got so much to talk about this whole month. But listen to me, we need you right now, not tomorrow. And I never do this. Tiz and I never do this. We just say, here's what God says. I never say go to the phone or go give now, but we need you to give right now, because I am in direct contact with officials in Israel, and Israel has never been in dire straits like they are right now, needing help from outside. And that help is you.
Amen.
Stay with us. Tiz and I will be right back.
We are indeed living in the last days. The recent attacks on Israel have shown us the true face of terror and those who are determined to annihilate the chosen people of God. God is calling every Christian to take a stand for Israel, biblical values, and to do what we can now to make a difference. Your offering today will be put to work immediately to provide critical care for the innocent Jewish people devastated by the atrocities. Countless Israelis need help being relocated. They need emergency food, clothing, and housing. Destroyed ambulances need to be replaced, and more bomb shelters need to be purchased. Your Stedka offering will help meet the overwhelming emergency need and literally save Jewish lives. To say thank you for your support today, we have put together a collection of special resources that will help you show your support for Israel, America, and Judeo-Christian principles. To start, just for calling, we'll send you this free U.S. and Israel flag pin. It's a visible way to show your love for both Israel and America. And why is this important? Because a strong America always includes strong support for Israel. Then, with your offering of any size, we'll include Pastor Larry's powerful 4-sermon CD series, Make America Godly Again. America desperately needs a great awakening and a spirit-filled revival, and these sermons by Pastor Larry will lay a firm foundation in your life for how this can happen. This Make America Godly Again teaching is a bold, end-time call to all Christians to stand up for the biblical values we love and cherish. With your offering today of $135 or more, we will add this special Make America Godly Again t-shirt. It makes a bold, powerful statement of your faith and expresses what tens of millions of believers are feeling. We encourage you to rise up and join this grassroots movement and do your part to get this gospel message out to the world. With your offering of $500 or more, you'll also receive this special edition American Patriots Bible. This one-of-a-kind Bible contains a wealth of information, including 254 historical articles describing the key events and people who have influenced our great nation with faith. If you've been wanting to learn more about America's biblical history and the Christian faith of our founding fathers, you need to add this to your library. The American Patriots Bible just may become your favorite family Bible. Your offering today, whether large or small, will immediately be put to work by blessing Israel. Please call now and donate to help us with this humanitarian crisis. Israel needs your help now more than ever. Simply call our toll-free number at 800-978-8546 and sow a special offering to bless Israel. You can also visit our secure website at larryhuch.tv, where you can donate and select your thank you gifts there. If you prefer, you can mail your offering to the address on the screen. But the fastest way to bless Israel is to contact us today at 800-978-8546. In these last days, when all the signs point to the coming of the Lord, there's no better seed to sow than when it goes toward blessing Israel and saving Jewish lives. So please, let us hear from you today. We appreciate you and thank you for standing with us as we stand with Israel. Now, let's rejoin Pastors Larry and Tiz.
You know, folks, I never, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm doing a share-a-thon with a Christian station I love, I never say, go to the phone, give now, we need you to give. But folks, I'm saying that today because of you, we've already sent $700,000 to Israel or more, something like that. As of yesterday, we sent, because of talking to our friends in Israel, we just dug in and sent another $300,000. But we need you to help us more than ever before. And we're not talking about something light. We're talking about literally survival of Holocaust survivors and babies and families and stuff. It's beyond, I can't, we need to buy another, at least one more ambulance because their ambulances have been damaged, and those are $155,000. We need to help that, the ambulance that we promised to give to the military. That's the military. That's the military. When we were in this base right on the Gaza Strip just a few months ago, little did we know this was going to happen. Nobody knew this was going to happen. And I'm looking at what these young Israeli IDF soldiers do for the people of Israel and their love for their nation. And they were the first ones when these Hamas butchers came in and started butchering. They were the first ones to go in there. We don't know if some of these people that we have fallen in love with are still alive. We know that Sam, Grunberg, who's the head of Karen Hayazot, that is the official agency that we send these finances to. Sam is called back up into active duty. Unfortunately, Sam's job, and I just heard from him today, he's knocking on, he just said, I got to go pray for me. I got to go knock on another door in just a few moments. I just heard from him before we came in the studio, and his job is to knock on the doors and tell a mother and a father that their son or their daughter is gone because of fighting for the nation of Israel. And so I'm going to tell you something. If I could, I would go over there and stand with my Jewish brothers and sisters shoulder to shoulder and fight for that nation. We can't do that, but we can fight for them by supplying equipment and to supplying ambulances. I just feel like somebody watching right now can send the whole $155,000, and we can call them and say, it's on its way. It's on its way. But we need food. We need medicine. We need bomb shelters. We don't know the report yet, Tiz, but when we were over there and Scotty and I went down to the Gaza Strip and we saw how close they were to the enemy, and we said, we're going to help purchase bomb shelters to come in. And so we immediated sent finances, and bomb shelters were in there.
For the past several months we've been doing
the atrocities that these people, and I said it yesterday, I think, or last week, don't let your kids go on social media, because you once you see these things, what these butchers did to young girls and babies, cut off babies' heads, raped and mutilated beautiful young Israeli girls, and sent the videos of them doing this to their family. Prime Minister Netanyahu said binding little children up and binding girls up while they're alive and setting them on fire. Listen to me. We must stand firm and say to the Biden administration and whatever country you're in, do not tell Israel to stand down. Can you imagine if somebody came in and tied your child up? And I know this is not our normal good news program, but folks, this is prophecy in the making. Could this be the birth pangs of Israel and wars and rumors of wars? I pray it's not. I pray we still have a chance to bring love and peace to the world. But could this be the birth pangs saying we are closer to the coming of the Messiah than we've ever been before? You know, since Israel became a nation, and by the way, when they're talking about it, and I need to talk about this more because we're running out of time tomorrow. But when you hear people say, Israel is occupying that land.
No.
Why do they say Israel, the Jews are occupying that land, when that land was given through, after World War I, that land was given through the Balfour Treaty, the San Remus Conference.
Yes.
Syria was given Syria.
Yeah.
Jordan was given Jordan. Lebanon was given Lebanon.
Yeah.
Egypt was given Egypt. And Israel was given to the Jewish people.
Right.
Why do none of those borders, or any of those borders, why are they not called occupiers?
Right.
Why have their borders never changed?
Never been changed.
Never been challenged. And yet Israel's borders have shrunk 73%. And now they're saying Israel is occupying. How come Syria is not occupying what's now Syria? Yes. Lebanon's not. Except, and let me say, I've had the privilege of meeting with the king of Jordan, and this man wants peace. This man wants peace in the Middle East, and that's why Iran and these terrorist organizations attacked Israel because of President Trump and because of Prime Minister Netanyahu and because of Ambassador Ron Dermer and many others have made peace with these Arab nations and finally peace in the Middle East. And we're just moments away from making peace with Saudi Arabia. And Iran does not want peace.
No.
Iran wants America annihilated. Iran wants Israel annihilated. Iran wants war. And yet we have, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, and yet we have an administration. Obama opened the doors for Iran. You know, when you look at the unbelievable horror, butchery that these terrorists, they're not militants.
No.
Militant means a soldier against a soldier. These are terrorists butchering children, butchering young girls, butchering handicapped Holocaust survivors, butchering them. They don't want peace.
No.
They want annihilation.
Exactly.
You look at what they did. Can you imagine what would happen not only in Israel, but in America if we allow Iran to have a nuclear bomb? Folks, look what they just did. They would not hesitate. And we've got an administration, Obama's administration. Trump put sanctions on Iran, froze the assets, froze them out of producing oil the way they're doing right now. And Biden has taken this. I've got video. I showed it in our church here in Dallas. I got video of just a few days ago, the Iranian parliament crying out, death to Israel and death to America. And we've got a president that's partnering. We've got a Democratic Party. 45% of Democrats are waving the Palestinian flag. You know, after the Holocaust, there was a saying, never again. And yet it happened again because America has shown themselves weak. And I want you to say with me, as you give, help us feed, help us save lives right now in Israel. But be a voice and be a giver to say to Israel, we are saying to the world with you. Unfortunately, we're saying it again, never, ever again. This is not only crucial time for Israel, it is a crucial time for America. It's a crucial time for whatever country you're in, and it is a crucial time for Christianity. We want to thank you. We love you. Thank you
so much
for standing and blessing the nation of Israel. Here's proof. When Almighty God says, I will bless those who bless Israel. God says, I place before you life and death, blessings or curses. Don't be on the curse side. Be on the winning side. And that's the side of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our God, Israel's God, your God. Help us right now. We love you guys. We got to go. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
We are indeed living in the last days. The recent attacks on Israel have shown us the true face of terror and those who are determined to annihilate the chosen people of God. God is calling every Christian to take a stand for Israel, biblical values, and to do what we can now to make a difference. Your offering today will be put to work immediately to provide critical care for the innocent Jewish people devastated by the atrocities. Countless Israelis need help being relocated. They need emergency food, clothing, and housing. Destroyed ambulances need to be replaced, and more bomb shelters need to be purchased. Your Stedka offering will help meet the overwhelming emergency need and literally save Jewish lives. To say thank you for your support today, we have put together a collection of special resources that will help you show your support for Israel, America, and Judeo-Christian principles. To start, just for calling, we'll send you this free U.S. and Israel flag pin. It's a visible way to show your love for both Israel and America. And why is this important? Because a strong America always includes strong support for Israel. Then, with your offering of any size, we'll include Pastor Larry's powerful 4-sermon CD series, Make America Godly Again. America desperately needs a great awakening and a spirit-filled revival. And these sermons by Pastor Larry will lay a firm foundation in your life for how this can happen. This Make America Godly Again teaching is a bold, end-time call to all Christians to stand up for the biblical values we love and cherish. With your offering today of $135 or more, we will add this special Make America Godly Again t-shirt. It makes a bold, powerful statement of your faith and expresses what tens of millions of believers are feeling. We encourage you to rise up and join this grassroots movement and do your part to get this gospel message out to the world. With your offering of $500 or more, you'll also receive this special edition American Patriots Bible. This one-of-a-kind Bible contains a wealth of information, including 254 historical articles describing the key events and people who have influenced our great nation with faith. If you've been wanting to learn more about America's biblical history and the Christian faith of our founding fathers, you need to add this to your library. The American Patriots Bible just may become your favorite family Bible. Your offering today, whether large or small, will immediately be put to work by blessing Israel. It will support a variety of charitable works, as well as a special food distribution during Hanukkah to 1,000 Holocaust survivors. In addition, we're sponsoring a special children's camp during Hanukkah for hundreds of kids who have been the victims of terror attacks, as well as providing mobile bomb shelters in southern Israel. Please call now and donate to help us with this humanitarian crisis. Israel needs your help now more than ever. Simply call our toll-free number at 800-978-8546 and sow a special offering to bless Israel. You can also visit our secure website at larryhuch.tv, where you can donate and select your thank you gifts there. If you prefer, you can mail your offering to the address on the screen. But the fastest way to bless Israel is to contact us today at 800-978-8546. In these last days, when all the signs point to the coming of the Lord, there's no better seed to sow than when it goes toward blessing Israel and saving Jewish lives. So please, let us hear from you today. We appreciate you and thank you for standing with us as we stand with Israel.